Amazon arbitrage is dead. Do this new model instead. Hey guys, Davy here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Bit of a different one today. Obviously, you can see I'm driving. Just thought I'd pick the camera up as I've been thinking a lot lately about Amazon in general, arbitrage. Over the last couple of months, I've had a lot of online and retail arbitrage sellers reach out to me, looking to make the transition into wholesale. So I thought I'd do a little video about my experience with arbitrage at the moment, what I'm kind of seeing from other sellers in the market, and why, as the title of the video suggests, I think Amazon arbitrage is dead. I think it's not a scalable business model anymore, and a couple of different reasons why I think this is, but there's a couple of different reasons that have been, I guess, made apparent to me after speaking to a lot of people time and time again. And a lot of the same issues and problems and things like that keep coming up. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I think online and retail arbitrage is dead, and actually more importantly, what I think you should do as an alternative. Maybe you're looking to get into the online and retail arbitrage space, or maybe you've already got an online and retail arbitrage business doing a couple of thousand or maybe tens of thousands of pounds per month, and why I think there is actually a much better business model and vehicle staring right in front of you that you can put the same time, effort and energy into it, and you can get exponentially better returns. So in this video, I'm going to be covering all of that different stuff. I'm going to be giving you some tangible steps that you can take to change things and turn things around. So what is the reason why I think Amazon arbitrage is dead? Well, there are a multitude of different reasons why I think this is, but ultimately it boils down to a couple of different things. And mainly it is because Amazon arbitrage is saturated. Okay, and this is due to a number of different reasons, due to the exposure that it gets online now, due to so many people talking about it and actually just doing it. Also, the barrier to entry, the accessibility of the business model is such low barrier. I mean, you can literally go with no experience, no skill set, no knowledge, and you can just set up an Amazon account and you can just buy and sell anything you want on the platform, which, just due to the nature of the business model itself and how easily accessible it is to everybody, just attracts such a broad audience of people. I think there was a stat last year that there was 276,000 Amazon sellers active in the UK. And I would say a good big proportion of those were online and retail arbitrage sellers. And because of the accessibility of lead groups, due to the accessibility of basic knowledge online, I think that Amazon arbitrage has become this massive business model that is accessible to everybody, that it's just saturated now. And you can see that if you're doing online or retail arbitrage yourself, you will know exactly what I mean, in the fact of, like, there are lead groups out there with thousands and thousands and thousands of people in them who are all getting access to the same products and the same deals through these groups. So on the face of it, a lot of these deals look profitable, but once you actually end up buying the stock, sending the products into Amazon, because so many people are buying up these deals, the seller count will increase from 30 to 40 to 50 to 100. I've seen sellers and listings, with hundreds of sellers on before. What this does is it just drives the price down on these listings, drive the profitability down, and ultimately everybody is just scrapping for pennies. Just because of the nature of the online and retail arbitrage model, there is no way that as a seller you can gain what I call a competitive advantage. And this is something I talk about a lot in the wholesale space, which is what I do. As a business owner, regardless whether you're in Amazon or whether you're doing any other business, you need to find, as a business, your competitive advantage. You need to actually find where you can get an edge over your competition, whether that's getting access to products that other people can't, suppliers that other people can't, pricing that other people can't, whatever it may be. You want to gain an edge over your competition, right? And with online and retail arbitrage, there is no way to do that. You're buying the same products from the same lead groups, and even if you're not buying from a lead group, it's likely that the products you're buying anyway are just going to be put into these lead groups, so your listings are just going to get saturated. You're selling on the same listings for the same price. So you've got no advantage. You've just basically on a level playing field as everybody else. So what happens when there's too much supply in the market? For example, there's listings that I see all the time on Amazon where a lead will get posted into a group. It maybe sells 100 times a month, and you can maybe make, 30% ROI on it, right? But by the time 100 different sellers have each bought 10 to 20 units of that product, there's now 1,000 to 2,000 units circulating on that listing, right? But the listing only sells 100 times per month. That means there's 2,000 units on that listing, but only 100 of them are being sold per month. So that means there is sellers who are stuck with stock, who are paying storage fees at Amazon, which means the price is just going to get driven down because people want to get rid of their stock. And not even want to get rid of their stock, people need to get rid of their stock because otherwise it's going to take them 6, 9, 12 months to even get rid of it. So that is the main reason why I think Amazon arbitrage is dead, because the barrier to entry is so low, it's super saturated, and the listings, you can't make profit on them. It's just simply a race to the bottom. And that's without even talking about all the other drawbacks in terms of you've got to put all the hard work in up front, product sourcing, but then you can only buy 5 to 10 units of a product, right? It's not scalable. There's no leverage in doing any of these tasks. It's simply just a dying business model. And don't get me wrong, I think there is a place for arbitrage. And I think if you're thinking about getting into the Amazon space and thinking about starting Amazon, arbitrage can be a good place to start because it can allow you to understand the business model. It can allow you to make a few £100s per month profit, and it can really just ease you into the business model. But for anybody who wants to take Amazon seriously and sees it as either a way out of their job or, a business that's actually going to give them some sort of longevity, in my opinion, Amazon arbitrage is not the way to do that. Okay. And there's actually just a better way that you can apply your time, your effort, your energy, your knowledge into a better vehicle, right? And that vehicle is what I do, which is called Brand Direct Wholesale. So for those of you who are maybe new to my channel or have never seen me before, my name is obviously Davy, and I've been selling on Amazon for the past 5 years now. And I've done millions and millions of pounds in sales. I've got a warehouse, a team of staff, and I have actually made Amazon into a profitable business. I also run a consultancy called the AMZ Blueprint, where we help a lot of online and retail arbitrage sellers actually transition out of retail and online arbitrage into brand direct wholesale. So I've seen it time and time again how sellers can actually basically make the transition into wholesale. Hey guys, Jack here. I'm interrupting this video to let you know about my community called the AMZ Blueprint. I get messages all the time on Instagram of people struggling to source profitable products, open direct trade accounts with brands, and negotiate profitable pricing. How do I know this? It's because I had exactly the same issues in my own Amazon business myself. And this was before I managed to scale my own Amazon business to over £500,000 in a single calendar month in sales. And we're on track to do double this by the end of the year, which is exactly why I actually created the AMZ Blueprint, a thriving network of over 50 Amazon FBA business owners who are all doing brand direct wholesale, who are all in the process of scaling their business to multi 6, 7, and 8 figure levels. Inside the Blueprint, we provide you with your own personalized roadmap, weekly coaching calls, and over 50 hours worth of content, basically covering the business model A to Z. Basically any question that you could ever have about Amazon FBA wholesale, I've probably experienced it and we have it covered. All of the plug and play systems, the documents, the spreadsheets, basically everything I've used in my own Amazon business to get it to $500,000 a month, you get access to inside of the AMZ Blueprint. Now, it's definitely not for everybody, but if you're serious about either transitioning your existing online and retail arbitrage side hustle and turning it into a direct brand wholesale business, or you're even looking to scale your existing wholesale business, go to the description of this video and you can book in a call with myself and my team. On this call, we're going to discover exactly where it is you're at right now, what it is you're looking to achieve, and whether or not it'd be a good fit for you to actually work with us. We don't work with everybody, and we only work with people who we can genuinely help. The calls are free, so go down in the description and book a call now. So why do I think wholesale and brand direct is a better method? The first reason is the barrier to entry is much higher. So as I mentioned at the start of the video with online and retail arbitrage, one of the main drawbacks to it is that the barrier to entry is so low. So many people online talk about that as a positive and see that as a positive, but if you really want to grow a long-term business, why would you choose a business model that is so low barrier to entry and accessible for everybody? Because the saturation in that market is just going to be so high. Whereas with specifically what I'm talking about, which is brand direct wholesale, we would go for the more higher barrier to entry, harder to obtain trade accounts with brands that not everybody can actually get access to, and not everybody can have access to buy these products. They can't have access to buy from the suppliers that we're buying from, and they don't have access to buy at the same pricing. So just by nature of the business model, it's going to be a lot less saturated because there is a much higher level of skill involved to be able to do it, because you've actually got to be able to go out, obtain these good quality trade accounts. It's just a much higher barrier to entry business model. Okay. The reason number two that I think wholesale is such a better business model is that you can buy replenishable stock. Okay. So what I mean by this is you can buy stock over and over again. So you do the hard work up front in terms of sourcing the product, opening the trade account with the brand, negotiating good pricing. But that hard work up front is a highly leverageable task, because if you truly get a good account, it can pay you for years. And I genuinely mean like years. Like in my Amazon business, as I said, I've been running it for 5 years now. I've been buying some of the same products every single month for the past 3.5, 4 years. And all I've had to do every single month is replenish these products, send them into Amazon, make sure I've got an adequate amount of stock at Amazon, and they pay me every single month. Which means that the hard work that I put in up front was a highly leveraged task, because it means that I'm actually able to reap the rewards for months, if not years in advance. Whereas with online and retail arbitrage, you are putting all the hard work in to get the product up front, and what you get rewarded with is being able to buy 10 units of a product. If you're lucky, you can maybe buy a one-off of 50 pieces of a product, right? What this means is you're just starting from square one again every single month, which is why I genuinely just don't understand why people are trying to scale online on retail arbitrage, because just logically, it's not a good business model to be in. Whereas if you actually find a good wholesale product, you're not starting from square one every single month. You already have a good relationship with a brand, a good foundation, and you're going into each month with predictable income. So that's the second reason why I like it, because you can buy replenishable stock. The third reason is you can buy a much higher volume of stock. So with online and retail arbitrage, you're typically buying 5 pieces, 10 pieces, 20, 30 pieces of a product, and you might have 100 different products, 200 products, which as you try to scale this business, it's just becomes so hard to manage, because you've got so many different products, so many different products to reprice, so many different stock levels to manage, storage fees add up. The complexities of the business model are just so much higher. Even things like invoices, reconciling invoices, because you're buying off so many suppliers so frequently at such low quantities, you're going to have hundreds and hundreds of invoices from different suppliers. It's going to make it such hard work actually reconciling all of this. Whereas with wholesale, you can buy 1,000 units of a product off one supplier, selling it on one listing, and you can buy it each and every month. So just by nature of logic, it's just such a more simplistic business model to be able to scale, which leads me on to my next point, that it's much more scalable. Because you have that predictable revenue going into the next month every single time, you're not starting from square one every month. So you can actually build your business up over the years. You can scale to 50K a month. Then you can add more revenue, you scale to 100K a month, 200K a month, 300K a month by building long-term brand partnerships and brand relationships. So it just doesn't make sense to me why people are doing online arbitrage and trying to scale it beyond 10K per month. Like, I understand why people start it, but to try to scale it beyond 10K per month, you're better off putting the same time, effort, and energy into wholesale and getting an exponentially better return, because it's going to probably align with your business goals better as well. Like, when you think of like why you actually started the business, it's probably to get financial freedom and probably time and location freedom as well, which, because online and retail arbitrage is so dependent on you doing the work every single month, it can't provide you that. You've got to physically go to the shops and scan the barcodes and buy the product. You've got to physically source the products every single month. Whereas with wholesale, if you've built the business up to 50K per month in recurring revenue, your work is very minimal, because all you have to do is replenish those products on a monthly basis. That is providing you source good quality products, by the way. I see a lot of people who don't source good quality products, who source products that last maybe 1, 2, 3 months, and they're constantly having to source products. But if you truly have the right strategies, like I have done, I've been able to just buy and replenish products for years. A lot of my students have been able to do this as well, and it's such a better business model. I don't understand why more people aren't doing it. So that is why, in my opinion, online and retail arbitrage is dead. If you're looking to scale an Amazon business and really make Amazon your full-time income, build it into a predictably profitable business, you should transition into brand direct wholesale. If this is something that you're sort of interested in and you want to sort of know more information about, and you think that I could potentially help you do exactly that, go to the description of this video where you can book in a call with myself. As I mentioned before, I run a consultancy called the AMZ Blueprint, where I've helped tons of online and retail arbitrage sellers transition from what they're doing at the moment and use the existing knowledge that they have to transition into brand direct wholesale and basically create successfully profitable Amazon businesses. I've helped tons of sellers create multi-6 and 7-figure Amazon businesses. So if you want to do the same, you can just go down in the description, book a call. We can have an informal chat and just see whether or not it's something that I can help you with, whether it's something that you think I can help you with. And yeah, we can sort of go from there. But thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.